Sweet. I just realised I look really small in this little divot. I just feel like a little boy looking up at you like.
Oh, Daddy.
Hi guys, Max and Patch here from LRT, and today we're going to be talking through our kit setup or our pack setup for Mammoth Sniper Challenge.
Alright guys, so I'm just going to go down like a sort of a checklist of things that I've packed in my pack for Mammoth Sniper competition. I've not got my ammunition and my rifle here due to UK gun laws and where we're filming this video. So I'm going to be carrying 100 rounds of 9mm and I'm going to be carrying 140 rounds of 308. And I'm going to be doing that in a dry bag, nice and wrapped tight, just to stop the battle rattle, and that'll be sort of compacted down. And when we go over the rifle video, I'll show you guys exactly how we're going to pack that. And a big one, you may notice I've got no scran here. We went to the shop this morning. What's that?
So you've eaten it all?
Yeah, I've eaten it all. No, we went to the shop this morning, local shop down by where we are, and it turns out the shop had closed down, which is a shame to see. So once we sort of decide what food we want, what gourmet meals we're going to have, some lobster tails and stuff like that, we'll definitely get it over to you guys and let you know what we're taking. I'll start from the bottom. So always at the bottom of my pack I'll have my sleeping bag and my bivvy bag. It's like waterproof liner for my sleeping bag. I've been thinking, Max is running a summer bag with a liner. I've currently got a winter bag. I might have a look and change it to a summer bag with a liner, but I'll just see how I get on in testing up to Mammoth, because it may save space, which is the only thing we're thinking. Okay, so with that, got a sleeping mat. So I've just got this concertina sleeping mat, just to keep you off the ground when we're sort of in our tent. And then that brings me nicely onto the tent. It's a lightweight 2-man tent. It's a Lanshan. So yeah, you'll see that set up in future videos. Cool little tent, nice and really lightweight. So I'll take the poles and then Max is going to take the tent. Tent's lighter because he's weak. With that, I got tent pegs. The tent came with some like tiny little tent pegs, but we just thought, what if we're on some sort of hard stand? In some of the videos there's a little bit of hard stand in there, so we've got these like screw-in ground ones, just in case we need them. Yeah, and then with the tent I've just got the poles. I've got them just with an elastic band with no cover on it, and they're just I'll show you where they go on my pack when I move off. Got up in a pack then, I've got my dry kit. So this is all the my dry kit that I'm going to get into after the marches in the evening. Sort of from videos we've been watching, and at the evenings you're pretty much left alone to sort of talk to the guys and sort of meet new people and like-minded shooters. So that's my dry kit. It is all Arctis, pretty much exactly what I'm wearing, just with the Arctis U-back, because I'd like to wear that at night rather than when I'm moving around. Next up then, on top of that, nice, easy to grab, sort of sat at the top of my pack, is my Gary jacket. So that's the Arctis Stealth jacket, absolutely fantastic jacket. Max will chuck in some B-roll now of it. It's a brilliant jacket, I can't recommend it enough. The tripod I'm rocking, so I'm rocking the Leo Photo inverted tripod. You may be looking at this and think, oh, it's very long. When it's actually on the side of the pack, it's not too long when the gun's in there. But then the reason I need it this long is because I'm quite a tall guy. With sort of the Vanguard or the other tripods we run, I can't get it to the height that I need if I'm fully standing. I just want to have that ability to, if I do need to fully stand, I can use the tripod properly. So that's why I've gone for a slightly longer one. One of the stipulations of Mammoth, around your packs, you do need a reflective belt. So we've gone ahead and we've got some of these, and it's just for, I believe it's just for moving in low light conditions, obviously safety element and all that sort of stuff. So things break when you're on marches. Like, these bags are designed to march with weight, however things do break. And in that, we're sort of taking 4 zip ties each, these heavy duty ones, because if a strap breaks or one of the connection from the frame to your straps, if that breaks, you're up shit creek if you don't have these. So these are a vital necessity if we want to continue the competition without a hindrance. So we're packing some of those. One of the tips and tricks that we've been told from a couple of LRT shooters that went over to the States and competing, our Armageddon gear bags, take all the fill out and fill it with beanbag fill. So it weighs absolutely nothing. However, you still get the space filling capability of a rear bag, which is obviously exactly what you need. So that will go on the side of my pack. In the top flap of my pack then, hat and gloves, nice, easy, accessible. So these are my go-to hat and gloves. I just use a cotton hat. If it gets wet, you just wring it out and chuck it on. It's just to keep your head warm whenever you stop. I don't wear it moving around. Secondly, on your gloves, so I use these Rab ones. I got these a couple of years ago. They're a bit battered, as you can see. However, if you've ever tried put gloves on in the cold that are wet, it just doesn't work. You get stuck, you're fighting it, you're getting annoyed. These neoprene gloves, they've got dexterity on the gloves themselves, like grips, but they're also nice and easy to pull on and off when they're soaking wet. And they keep your hands nice and warm, especially that wind chill. We're assuming it's going to be pretty cold over at Fort Pickett in January, maybe a couple of feet of snow even. So in that, I've just gone back to these old trusty Rab gloves that I've used for years now, just for ease of getting them on and off in wet and adverse conditions. Good gloves, so you can keep operating your hands, because the last thing you want is your hands to go down. Trust me, it's horrible when they're freezing, and you just can't do anything. And I don't want Max to have to help me go to the toilet, so I'll keep those Rab gloves with me. Got a foot care kit and sort of little med kit. If you don't know, my knees are like biscuits, so I've got some good painkillers in there, help me get through if I need them. And then a head torch, sort of red light and white light, just in case there is any sort of tactical element. I want that option to be able to use red light. And also when sort of we're in that bed down area and it's dark, I want to be able to sort of see where I'm going. Hydration. We've got to be carrying Nalgene. You get water supply, resupplies all throughout. So we've got to carry on Nalgene, and that'll do us for all the marches and throughout the days. And when we need it, we can then top it up and chuck it in our packs. And then I've just got your good jet ball. I've got my spork slid down the side, all the contents inside, nice little gas canister, nice and compact, and that will keep us right for the whole competition. Not lastly, but I've got a sort of your toothbrush, your toothpaste, wet wipes and stuff like that. Have a little field wash when we're in between the days. And then also in my top flap, I've got some little Surefire ear defs. We were gonna go with the SWAT comms that we work with, however they're a bit too bulky and a bit too big for what we're doing, and trying to save weight, so the little in-ear Surefires are enough. We're both running suppressed, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Got some electrical tape, some builder's tape, that's just for the muzzle, sort of when we're moving around, got to put some on the muzzle, stop moisture getting down the barrel, and then if anything needs sort of taping on the rifle, we've got sort of bits there. And then waterproof, I say waterproofed, oil put into a waterproof bag purely to stop it from leaking in your bag. That's the last thing you want, is oil going everywhere. Trust me, it's not good. And then I've just got some Allen keys just to fit all of my bolts on my scope and stuff like that. When you're beating things up, they do come loose and they do fail, but we just need to have things on us and in our kit that we can mitigate that. And then lastly, my down jacket and then my waterproof Gore-Tex trousers. I don't tend to wear Gore-Tex trousers unless it's coming in sideways and I'm stood still, so therefore I don't need them that easily accessible like my normal Gore-Tex jacket, the Stealth. The down jacket is a Vulcan V2. That's what I'm going to be rocking from Arctis. Check it out, fantastic jacket. It's one of their newer jackets. Really, really good sort of insulated down jacket, but also showerproof. And then the Stealth trousers, it's the same as the jacket. They're absolutely bomb-proof. They're fantastic. The pack, so we're running the Gunslinger 2s. Fantastic pack from what we've been training with. There's only a couple of things I didn't like about it, which we've changed. So initially it comes with some stock straps, I'll call it. I'm not sure what they're called, but the straps that come with the bag. They're a lot thinner and not as padded, and with the length of marches we're going to be doing and the sort of time under weight we're going to be doing, that's the immediate upgrade we've done. We got thicker straps, and Eberle stocked them and we got them straight away. So I just wanted to talk about a little modification that Max has made onto his pack. So Max has got these Sea to Summit sort of releases, and basically when you're marching around and you're yomping, sort of all the weight pulling on these straps are stock buckles. They tend to work themselves loose, And when you tighten these Sea to Summit ones down, they don't come loose at all. They sort of bite against each other. They bite against the fabric, which is absolutely spot on. It stops any shift in your weight on your pack and they come loose over time, which is really frustrating. For anyone that's yomped with weight, you know how frustrating it is to keep fighting these down. Whereas these Sea to Summit ones, they stay pretty good. And then a little thing that I'm probably going to steal from Max, but I won't tell him it's a good idea, is in the side pouches where we slide our tripods, he's got like a little bit of plastic liner, and it just sits. It helps the pockets sit nice and open, nice and free, so that whenever we're moving around in a hurry, we can just grab the tripod and throw it straight down with no issues whatsoever. Whereas if I was to try and do that, I'd have a little bit of a fight because I've not got mine open. So I'll probably steal that from him as well. The one thing I've done, so we've done some testing when we were away with these packs when we first got them, and the frame of the pack was the other way around. It was flipped, and at the bottom you had two little bits that stuck out maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches. The issue I found with that is they were sitting right on the top of my my arse when I was moving, so I was getting some rub spots. So we had a tinker around with it, flipped it the other way so it came off her back. It was still the same thing, so I flipped it completely upside down, and I've now just got this bar straight across, which you may think that touches. It doesn't touch anymore. It doesn't protrude as far down as those two little nubbins did. So that's a change that I've made, and I'm rocking with it at the minute, and I've had no issues so far. And then we've just added sort of other companies' pouches on the side, a little snack pouch. Max will like that one, full of snackies. And then on this side, I'm going to add another little pouch. I'm just yet to decide what I want to carry on my hip this side. And then on the front, I've just got a Warrior Systems admin pouch. And that's just for my first aid kit and foot care kit and little things like that, and probably some more snacks. So that is my gunslinger breakdown. If there's anything you do different, if you use any different bits of kit, please let me know. More than happy to chat about it in the comments, and then sort of take tips and tricks from guys that have done this before. But this is just a basic breakdown of our packs, and there will be follow-on videos as we tweak and tinker with things over the next 3 months before we end up flying out. So yeah, I just want to say a massive thank you to Sportsman Gun Centre. Obviously we've got very, very close ties with those guys there. We couldn't do this without them, from ammunition to helping us procure the optics that we use, and just general support for the growth of LRT as a whole. So thank you very much, guys. Secondly, I'd like to also thank Optics Warehouse. They are lending us some really great kit to be able to take over the pond. You'll see my tripod, my Sig Kilo binos, the Wolf gear that they're letting us run. Absolutely fantastic gear. We've got their support as well, which is unwavering, isn't it? It's absolutely brilliant. And then lastly, I'd like to thank AI. They've gifted us a rifle to take across the pond, and we're going to be representing on an AI rifle, which is quite a big thing for myself and Max from our backgrounds and what we used to do. We've grown up shooting AIs, which is amazing to be able to take it on a civilian competition across the pond and represent on it. So thank you very much to Luke and the guys at AI.
Sweet, yeah. So I'd like to thank Night Force Optics. So the only, well, I say the only non-British brand, but one of the big non-British brands that we have been using since we started LRT. We're so fortunate to have a great relationship with the guys at Night Force. So we will be using Night Force Optics. But yeah, you know, personally, I haven't got any other glass that I'd probably prefer over that really. Thank you to them. Big one. So Shield, obviously wearing their cap at the minute. Shield sights, UK red dot brand. So our Glocks, we're gonna have red dots on them, like we might have mentioned earlier. Our spotting scopes that we just use for our classes, we have red dots on, and looking at having red dots on our rifles as well if they're not too heavy already. Yeah. Just for like quick target acquisition, you know, and just making your life a little bit easier. So yeah, thank you very much to James and the guys at Shield. And then finally, we'd like to thank Arctis. Okay, Arctis, obviously, huge company that's in our corner, helping us out with everything, pretty much. Like, we wouldn't be going to this competition if it wasn't for Arctis. We literally wear their stuff all the time, and I know what you're thinking, you only wear it because they sponsor you. No, honest, genuinely, like, we were surprised when we first started working with Arctis about like the quality of their stuff, and yeah, genuinely, like, I wear it all the time.
Day in, day out.
Yeah, day in, day out. So yeah, thank you very much to Dale and Ronan at Arctis and all the other design team for smashing out the park. And if you do want any sort of, you know, professional clothing, check them out. Someone I do want to thank is Chris, the match director at Mammoth Sniper Challenge.
Yeah.
Like, he's helped us out massively, been really, really receptive with emails, and I've probably been chewing his ear off, being like, oh, can we get this? Can we have this? Can we have this? When's this? Purely because for us, there's so many forms and things that we have to fill in to get over to the US with the kit and equipment, and a lot of those forms now need lots of justification. So, Chris, if you ever watch this, you're a legend. Thank you so much for all your help. So another person I do want to thank actually is a guy called Sky Guy. So he is a Mammoth competitor and an RO, and he reached out to us after we did our first video and was like, hey guys, you need to think about this, this and this. And he's been an amazing soundboard for me, well, for us. I've just been smashing messages to him, be like, is this, like, would you take this, would you do this, would you do that? Because we're kind of going into this blind. We can watch all the videos you want, but you don't really know until you get onto the ground. So, you know, having someone like that who's been helping us out is absolutely massive. So Sky, if you're watching, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Guy. All right, guys, so this obviously isn't the world according to Max and Patch, as much as that would be a great world to live in. We've done a lot of movement with weight, and we are happy with moving with weight. However, if there's anything with these packs that we've missed that you guys have done before, little tips and tricks that you can give us to sort of aid in our sort of pursuit of Mammoth, then please do get in touch, comment down below. We're always reading the comments and sort of interacting, and it's great to sort of hear your guys' feedback onto this journey for us. So please do let us know in the comments if we missed anything or if you'd change anything.
Sweet.